Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement. And we've got some crazy stuff going on in the world and in the markets. We're going to cover all that. As you can see, we got the SEC paying
What up?
employees $50K to resign. And I got to show you
Dude,
guys
can you believe
something.
that?
Yeah, we've been eating bear shit for the last 3 years, like straight up getting the berries knocked out of our mouth and just being pummeled and mauled by these bears. I know we've said this before, but I feel the bull coming on finally. I finally feel like there's enough craziness that like it's almost like when you have a huge earthquake and all the aftershocks like finish up, and finally you're like, okay, we're out of it. We can rebuild. That's kind of like the feeling I got with just everything, the pulse chain and the market and Ethereum. Like Ethereum I feel like Ethereum can only drop so much. And I believe it's intentional that it's being suppressed right now. I think that they're giving the government and all the government's buddies a chance to get in the back door right now, secure their bags of ETH and some of these other tokens during this drop, and then once they get their bags, then they like to pump. They
Of
like to
course.
pump Ethereum, they like
Yeah,
to
they got to
pump.
get all the cronies rich. Did you notice that we were 4% away from like just one of the liquidations would have been 150 mil liquidation?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's wild. That's
Yeah,
dangerously close.
yeah. Here, I'm gonna jump in the back room for just a second. Oh, can you take the lead for
Yeah,
just two minutes?
of
Thanks.
course. So, what's up, guys? Talking to you guys myself. Hold on, I better pull up the comments. Red Squirrel, way pops. Patrick's Astro and stuff. Afternoon. Tracy G. Afternoon. Good to see you guys. Patrick, how come you don't have a wrench? You definitely need a wrench, buddy. Unless you're in the anti-wrench club. When we streamed a few years back, we had. I gotta walk over there. My legs they're hurting. The we had Motley. If you guys remember Motley, an investor, and he was part of the squirt gun gang, so he refused to take a wrench, and he was always rocking with the just no squirt gun. The only one out that didn't have a wrench in the chat. I'm gonna pull up this SEC case. So guys, think about this. Obviously, they've been using all of their resources to prosecute people like Richard. Influence places like Uniswap to get everything to get it where we were delisted. We couldn't buy over. Red Squirrel muted Motley over that. That's hilarious. For that reason alone. And dude, now Richard's case gets dropped, which if you saw that tweet from Richard, it was fascinating how many people actually, Coinbase, you list the number of people that tried to get a dismissal, and Richard got one while no one else did. Now, could the timing be very good timing? Sure. Obviously with the SEC now literally paying people like career employees, paying them $50K to resign early. We obviously know that the things Trump's pushing forward, but another bit of crypto news that's interesting is Trump also vowed that basically if the IRS crypto rule was put into place, that he would basically instantly strike it down, which would be making it much harder for DeFi projects, such as, any type of exchange, really any type of coin project, even things like what we do, make things a lot more difficult. And so we're seeing that stuff as well. But okay. Then Die Hard says, "Hi, my husband stood at the sink washing dishes, and all he heard in his head 3 times was buy dark, buy dark." He asked me what that meant. Hey, he's hearing some good things. That's what I'll say. I went over the SEC stuff. I'm caught up on comments, and also discussed how if the IRS crypto rule was approved, if it goes through, Trump has already vowed to strike it down, which would make any DeFi project have to do a lot more work if they wanted to launch. And then also the third one was, oh yeah, we talked about that liquidation risk. But it's just crazy that, that tweet Richard put out that he was the only one to win on dismissal. No one else was able to win on dismissal. I'm hoping it was a dismissal with prejudice, not without. However, I guess that's different because it's really not the state, it's the SEC. But still, that's excellent news, man. They're looking to shrink their employee base now, which
Right. Well, and the
has
rumors about no capital gains if you hold a token for a year, um, if that goes through,
right.
all bets are off. All bets are off.
All bets are.
Everyone is looking for the best tax strategy, the best return. So, like, crypto's always been the place for the best returns. It's just been a shit show and a landmine field for taxes, because it's like, okay, is it a commodity? No. Is it an asset? No. Is it a security? Like,
Can't get an answer anywhere.
So you're just paying the government as much as you can to stay out of jail and stay out of losing your house, basically.
Yeah, to leave you alone.
We're just waiting for some clear, concise rules, and it sounds like we might actually get those, and they might be really, really good.
Dude, what would that do to the market? Imagine that, dude. What would happen to stocks? I think stocks would evaporate overnight. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum would suck everything up, don't you? I mean,
well, but think about it. It makes a lot of sense because during this last bull run,
the volatility,
bear market, this whole last bear market, people like Fidelity, BlackRock, the big boys, the big institutional investors that are sitting on all the baby boomers stock and mutual funds.
Yeah.
Like, they've been sucking the baby boomers dry for years on fees and stuff, right?
True.
And they dropped $20 billion into websites. Why would they? Now, we already thought, okay, they're building this corral to get the cattle to come in to take their piece, right? They want to get the fees and all the commissions off moving baby boomers from Dow Jones Industrial to Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they've done a really good job of through the news and through the marketing to be like, oh, Bitcoin and Ethereum are safe. Everything else is dangerous. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do any of those memes. But these two are they call them blue chip, which is silly as shit to call anything a blue chip in crypto, right? Like,
of course,
Bitcoin has way more history, and Ethereum definitely has a big institutional and a bunch of momentum carrying it.
Mm-hmm.
But to call them a blue chip is a little silly. But that's kind of like, that's the language that they're using to get these people into it. But it makes more sense that they dumped $20 billion into marketing and infrastructure and websites and fees if they knew that the tax-free thing was coming too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, any money now, granted, the volatility is certainly scary, for people that don't understand the 4-year cycle, which I would imagine a financial manager worth their salt would have been able to do that analysis, right? But do we even see that big of a dip if there's no capital gains? I mean, why would, if your money's in stocks, okay, you can basically count on a 40% loss. I mean, you're gonna pay 40% and then have your token drop, still hold it, and then it goes up a little bit. You pay 40% on that gain. It's crazy. However, you know what I mean. If it gained, it then drops 40% after you pay, or drops after you pay 40% tax. But it's just wild what it would do for all the money in stock. Why would you not put it into an asset that's tax-free? Why would you not? I mean,
well, and real estate's been the most tax advantaged asset for forever, like, because and also running a business. So if you run a business,
of course,
then you're providing jobs, and the government sucks at providing jobs. So they're going to be like, hey, we'll give you these cuts and these deductibles if you run a business and create jobs, having employees. Same with housing. The government sucks at providing housing. So if you're going to provide housing, like even real estate, even commercial real estate, there's so many, deductions and depreciation and all sorts of stuff that you can get, in real estate, because the government's like, supposedly the government's trying to encourage those. But in crypto, it's almost like encouraging people to get on the internet sooner, being almost like we realize that the old system of fiat currency and backed by whatever is going away. Like the emperor has no clothes.
Right.
Like people are seeing behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz, seeing this old man just like pulling a bunch of levers and stuff. He's not the
Right.
great and powerful Oz. He's actually just a dude that convinced everyone that he was powerful.
Right.
And so when it comes to legacy finance and even other institutions in our civilization, blockchain can give us a place that restores not integrity but truth, like verifiable truth. You can actually look at the blockchain
Transparency.
and see what's going on. So
yeah, you
it's
can
almost
actually
like
see.
like we want to beat the other countries into crypto.
Right. Right.
That's
Well, and
the main motivation I could think. Or like I said, all their friends and relatives are already Pelosi'd in, and they're just gonna ride that wave to Valhalla.
Well, if let's say that you wanted everyone to get into Tesla stock, and you had the power to make Tesla stock free of any potential capital gains tax, right? What would happen to Tesla stock? All the money would flow into it. So you say that about crypto. It's just, I would just think that, of course, stock's always going to be around. But man, it becomes a huge store of value machine. Like there would be a lot, I just think Bitcoin would see massive surges, which would, of course, flow. But we haven't seen the flow to ETH yet,
Yeah. And we've also seen that Bitcoin is not a threat to helping people with freedom of movement or freedom of expression or freedom of commerce, because you can't P2P that stuff. Even stuff that's been built on top of Bitcoin has not worked. The Lightning Network and a bunch of other stuff they put on Bitcoin to try to make it peer-to-peer like Venmo and PayPal, it's all failed. And so they don't see it as a threat, and the merchants and the banks don't see it as a threat anymore. They used to. But now it's really just a threat to fiat and gold and old paradigms of what people used to put their trust in and their confidence in. I don't know. I mean, that's just all theory.
Right? Yeah, of course. Talk to your financial advisors. I just know I'd like to put my stuff wherever there's no tax. Why would you not?
Oh, yeah. Well, and I think that if you're a small fish, it's pretty easy to get away from paying taxes all over the world in crypto, because it is, much easier to move. You can do it on the weekends, at night, whenever.
Right.
There's mixers, there's exchanges, there's all sorts of things that you can do. But the big boys, the guys like Roger Ver, Richard Hart, that's a little bit harder to go under. You can't really slide under the radar there. And so people like Richard Hart and Roger Ver and others are hoping for some clarification and some rules to play the game by, I think.
Right.
So, and freedom is what we all want. That's what we're here for. At least that's what I'm here for.
Amen.
Yeah. What is dark? That's a great question, Mix AJ. So that is funny though. You see everyone with Pulse in their name asking what Pulse is and how to get Pulse. Hex in their name, and they're asking, "What's this Hex thing? Who's Richard Hart?" And it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny, but it does. Asking questions gets people's attention way more than shouting at them. Which I should take my own advice, because I'm always like, "You don't have enough dark. Our community's built different." Blah 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 blah. I need to figure out a way to turn those into questions. Which, speaking of our community, is built different. Oh, no coffee permissions. I hear a slight cough. I quit drinking coffee for 2 weeks. It still didn't get rid of the cough. I did for my blood vessels, F my mood. I've been selling all my silver per my son Randy. I bought at 10. Nice.
Very nice.
Nice gain on the silver. Let's play a little song here from a friend of ours named Corey, an investor. And
hold on, let me grab my charger real quick. Go ahead, I'm listening.
All right, I'm gonna play that.
Yes, I'm talking ADP. anti-gravity project. I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will. Got the dark matter token going up, I can tell. Hey, I can tell this is the start of something fresh. Shout out Hex Revision and on the Hex, yes. I confess, Hexicans don't stress, cause as a community we one up. So tell me, are you in, or tell me, are you out? Do you want to win, or do you chase the clout? What is this really about? The treasury and lottery. If you meant dark tokens, you can get a part of it. So how does it work? Let me explain. First you buy the dark token, now you're in the game. Then you mint the dark and get a fuel cell. That's an NFT, one that earns yield. As long as you have it, it feels like magic. But if you vaporize the NFT, that's tragic. So most think crypto is a game. Are you here for the fame, or here to make a name? See, Hexicans reign, we create our own lane. I thought I told you, we the new financial gain. AGproject.io was the flow. And if you know what I know, then you know what I know. That's just how it go. Something like to support the team, the dream. Public service announcement, t.me/anti-gravity saga is the telegram. Tap in. It's for y'all. I'm talking AGP, anti-gravity project. I respect, staying true to the tech. We got the evil address and the pink Miss Will. Got the dark matter token going up, I can tell.
Yeah, shout out to Bass God. That's Bass God mixing for him. And just like he did a better job of explaining dark matter than 1,000 hours of me ranting and raving like that crazy guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right? Like, the part that kills me is he says, yeah, you get the NFT that pays yield, right? Then he goes, when you have it, it feels like magic. If you vaporize your NFT, that'd be tragic.
Right. Like, it's so sick. It's so true.
There's something like I won't even catch things like the 30th time through it. I'll watch and I'll be like, oh man, now we touched it. Okay, I didn't even see you touched on that.
That's the thing with good bars, man. With good bars, like you get something new each time you jam it.
Bars. Yeah, I called out Lil Bubble today. Lil Bubble re-released his Richard Hart Prada mix. And I said, Anti-Gravity's got bars, and we're still waiting for your DMs. I hooked him up with Hex before the last bull run. You're
saying Bubble?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, a Bubble track.
You might remember me, I don't know. But yeah, Lil Bubble's got to get on this train.
Prada. Dude, I love that track.
Okay, so we've got a lot of emojis going on here. Mixed AJ Soul. I think I feel like maybe he handed his tablet to like his grandchild or his kid.
Let's see it to Mike, then a cock, then a bird, then a thumbs up. So Mike, cock, bird, thumbs. Oh, maybe. I don't know what he's trying to tell us.
Dice, chick, heart, fist, frog, laughy face. Listen, this might actually be his
stories.
It's probably his seed words that he's putting up here. 12 of those seed words,
dude.
I like that. Patrick Castro says someone needs to put a video to it. If you've been in our Telegram, in our memes, or in our NFT art submissions, some of the cool, like I just tweeted a whole bunch of really amazing animations and videos. So I think it's a matter of time before people go crazy. Emoji madness. That's what he's got. He's coming down with a case of emoji madness. Good times. So there's a lot to cover. I mean, obviously the SEC is chopping, cutting its workforce and all the BS that they've been doing. I remember reading how the IRS had agents assigned to people 120 to 150 years old or something like that. That was their technical job, was to go handle the people between 120 and 150 years old. Yeah. It was like, what the hell?
Dude, it's
so wild. They're just going in there kicking down doors like a bull in a china shop, dude.
Yeah.
They're not here to take part. They're here to take over. And the trillions of dollars that they could return to the taxpayers is that's it. We've never seen anything like this in government.
No, man. Well, it's finally for the first time being operated like a business. I mean, if anyone in the chat or anyone that's watching has ever been part of a turnaround before, like, you go into the business, you basically get your team that you trust, including like forensic accountants, such as the guys Elon's got with him, or they're effectively forensic accountants. You look into everything that's going on. You identify the things that are working. You scrap what's not instantly. You don't even waste another breath on it. And then you move forward with the things that are working. And obviously it's a country, so there's a lot more complexities, but we're seeing clearly a lot of SEC positions are being scrapped with $50,000 being offered for people to resign. It's like when there's bloat, why allow bloat when we're all paying ridiculous income tax? And, he's ideally wanting to get us back to pre-income tax where, just the country, how well it does is able to compensate people.
Because like I said,
I don't care what people think about Trump, dude. Who can dislike that if that's able to happen?
Yeah. Well, and I come from the old anarchy / voluntarist group where if you privatize anything, it usually gets 100 times better than if the government does it. Whether it's the roads or even, people always, well, you couldn't privatize the military, but we have.
Right.
Like we pay contractors all the time to do
triple
military
canopy
stuff.
Yeah.
So like we already have a privatized military.
Yeah, we literally do.
Like so I don't know. It's
for this cartel war. Like, it's just you just don't hear the reports from them.
Yeah. It's a whole new world. We are in the beginning of crypto. We really are. Like I said this before. This is like when the internet came out and America Online and Netscape was sending those DVD ROMs out with 50 free hours of internet, and people were popping. The kids would just go steal from all the neighbors because they were like, the neighbors are not going to use this. Like they're too old to do dial up. So they'd get them and bring them all in. You'd just be putting stack after stack, finding chat rooms and all sorts of crazy stuff as a kid.
Dude, were you, I still have an AOL address. Like it's not my main email, of course, but I still have one. My same one that I had from my AOL account decades ago. Were you ever into hacking on AOL?
No. I was a Hotmail kid.
They were called proggies, like short for programs, like where you'd basically be learning to code these programs that would basically do, just all types of stuff, just to mess with the site. And it was pretty fascinating. A lot of hackers were birthed out of that. Now, what about Prodigy? That's pre AOL. Were you ever on Prodigy?
Nope.
That's how I got into the internet first, man. Before AOL was Prodigy. It was crazy. First time I ever saw email.
Crazy.
Digging myself, man.
And like I said, it's a really good analogy because the first email that was sent over what we know as the internet today took like 4 days, and a team of nerds in New York and a team of nerds in Stanford, California, right?
Yep.
And they took 4 days to try to get this email sent through the whole network to one place or the other. Now, fast forward to your grandma on Facebook or email, just typing out a little message and swiping her thumb. Same thing. The same thing's going on, but because of the UI experience improved so much and the technology improved so much, now it's like people just take it for granted. Where not that long ago, we were watching the Today Show where they were saying, "What's the email? Is the at the email?" Like it was a totally new concept to people not that long ago.
Dude, I remember this MLK video. It was on AOL. And it was about a 6-second clip of his speech. It looked like Nintendo, right? Like 8-bit Nintendo. I remember calling my dad upstairs to come and look at it. And I remember both of our faces. We were just like, what? Like a video? Like you can actually see a video online? It's and that's basically where we are with crypto,
Yeah. And we're also doing the .com bust too, because a lot of people said I can make a fortune with my exchange or this or that and crypto or my bot or my meme. And, sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. And there's definitely a whole carnival and casino aspect to crypto right now because crypto's taken over gambling 99.95%. I'm going to Vegas, and Vegas still has gambling, but Vegas cannot compare with blockchain.
No.
It just can't, like the high, the adrenaline rush, the dopamine you get from crypto. It just, like I played many hours of blackjack in person at a table, just making some money. And I can't, like, I'll go back like, with me and my kids, like when they become of age, like when they turn 21, or if we go on a cruise ship or something, I'll sit down, because we play it at home for fun.
Right.
So like we'll sit down and I'll play blackjack with them so that they can like play real blackjack and get that rush. But it doesn't even raise my pulse. Like I could put like $3,000 worth of chips out there and it would like hit or not hit. And I'd be like, okay, whatever.
And if it hits, exactly.
Yeah,
dude.
It's crypto is ruined. It's like, it's okay. So crypto's like black tar heroin. Okay. Straight to your vein. And then like you go back and hang out with your friends and they're like crushing up Smarties. And like, you want to score some Smarties? And you're like, you guys don't even know what, like, you don't know what you don't know. Like you've seen, you've gone places, and crypto is that compared to like blackjack or lottery scratchers or whatever, sports betting.
And equal to that is, tying it into the project is, one of the things we always remind people, especially people that are here, is one of the main missions that Max had identified in the beginning, and it's the whole redemption arc of the story. But where because of that degeneracy essentially that can come along with gambling and how great it is, the whole thing is like, how do you get junkies to basically make smart decisions? The ones that were eating Smarties or snorting the Smarties, hey, they never went to heroin, so they're in a, they might be in a little bit better off spot than people that are, actually just degenerating and throwing their lives away. However, when you find good projects, then how do you know which ones are good? Well, one of the things that was the whole point of this project, the whole element of the lottery, which is amazing, especially with the fact that Collective has hacked the evil addresses lottery winnings, because now it's just bonkers. I mean, it almost doesn't make any sense not to mint a fuel cell if you have a dark. I truly can't even think of a reason not to do it. I really can't. Every 45 days you're getting paid. You're going to make more than that dark back in yield alone. But then you also have that chance of, especially if you have, like 100 dark or something like that. It's like, dude, some people are making more than their initial amount back. I mean, of course, that's edge cases, but it's bananas.
Right, it's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. And going back to addiction and unhealthy behaviors, the opposite of addiction is, connection.
Yeah.
So where do we get connection in crypto? In the community.
Is the only way.
Community. So if you want someone to quit their degen gambling behaviors of trying to be the first one out of the next dog coin or whatever it is, then you basically need a group of people that are going to to hang out with, feel connected and not feel alone. Right. And so the community is just, like I said, when people ask me, should I buy dark or should I invest in crypto? I'm like, it all matters. The only thing that matters is the community. Really. Yep. I mean, yeah, there's a blockchain and technology, but that stuff can be fixed by the community.
Correct.
You could have the best tech on earth and no community, and you better find a whale. You better find a whale to pretend like that's got a community and do like some fake out stuff, some fake engagement with, or some wash trading, to get it going on there. But even then, the whale's going to get tired if no one comes and plays the game and bumps their
it becomes pointless. And with the memes, it's you touched on it a few minutes ago. You're like, which meme to jump out first? Which dog coin to exit first? And it's those are just straight PvP projects, right? It's like the moment someone sees someone sell, it's like everyone sells. Whereas you get a project that's complex and not only has the best community you can find. I mean, not one time have I seen, much less an intense fight, just a fight in our Telegram. You know what I mean? And that's rare. That's rare. But if we got new people that came in, even if they were new, they were like, "What's this about?" And they were even talking about other tokens. We wouldn't have the dark maxis being like, get. I mean, if they were shilling, that's one thing, right? The mods would get them out. But if they were talking about a token, people might be, oh, interesting. Tell us about it. We'll tell you about Dark. It's just a community that is not like any other, and that's let alone the creativity and all the contributions from all you guys.
Yeah, the passion and creativity is just, I'm blown away every day. Every day I go in there and I see something that's working on the book or art or music.
Yep.
Or just a funny meme, and I'm like, this is great. This is so beautiful to see these people adding to it's synergy, right?
Right.
The total is worth more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, 1 + 1 is more than 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what we're seeing going on right now, which I couldn't be happier. I used to think, oh, we need to grow faster, we need more people, blah, blah, blah. But the right people are in the right place, I believe, right now.
Exactly, man. And everyone in this community wants to see this project just continue to beat out most of the things on the chain, wants to see it get bigger and bigger and bigger. Instead of just a PvP, who can exit the fastest? There's a totally different game to play. It's called play the lottery. Yeah, but it's not the degen lottery. In fact, the lottery is just a secondary thought. The real thing is giving you a yield-bearing asset, like a Korean investor says. You get the yield, and it would be a tragedy if you vaporize that fuel cell. But you get the lottery in addition. So it's not PvP here. I mean, crypto. You could argue all crypto's PvP. This is just way different. And it's
like the outside with the art and the lottery is kind of like a bunch of glitter and like music pumping and like a disco ball, and people are like, whoa, I want to go in there, and so they jump into Dark because they see that, and then all of a sudden they're in like a nuclear power station,
right?
And they're like, whoa, what's this? And then they're like, welcome, let's teach you how to use all this stuff for energy, like for what you need. Let's do this. Right. And it's a total, paradigm shift that people go through. And that's great. We talk about lotteries and the art all the time, and if that's a hook that grabs them, great. If they understand yield, great. If they just understand scarcity, like
that alone, dude.
There's a ton of projects that pay yield. There's a ton of projects that have giveaways, but they're almost always in inflated tokens. Like they inflate and mint the reward to give to people. There's nothing necessarily wrong with that. I just have not seen a system use it like ours, where there's less than 1 million tokens, and those morph into the hands of those that are willing to be the most patient. Like it really does reward patience. It really does reward delayed gratification in a way that I've never seen done before.
Good behaviors, right? It does that, and it's you almost skipped a step in the walking in the club analogy. It's almost like they walk in, they get their drink or drug of choice handed to them. Like it's almost like you get a little bit. It might not be the amount that you're used to.
Yeah, you're gonna hit a dopamine.
This is the spot, and then you're in the lockdown spot.
Yeah, and then you're like in this whole new level of like understanding and teaching.
Exactly. And with scarcity too. Well, and also with scarcity, dude, the fact of, because someone could say they just have 5 tokens, right? That could be their max supply, but depending on how many decimals it's divisible by, you could argue, okay, well that's the same as having 5 trillion. What's the difference? It's divisible. Yeah, but the thing is, you need a full Dark to mint a fuel cell. So there's it's actually got a use case where that divisibility point isn't an argument against it, because no, you actually need one. Otherwise, you're going to be diluted over time. You're just simply going to, not only from the lottery winnings, but the yield bearing asset. You need 100 million Luxite to make one Dark. Exactly.
So if you want to talk about Luxite and divisibility, that's cool, and I think there will be a time where the price of a Luxite's talked about the same way that they talk about the price of a Satoshi right now.
Sat, yeah.
How much is a sat? We're stacking sats. There might be a time when people are stacking Luxite and trying to get lucky.
Sat stacking. Yeah,
right?
Lux stacking.
Lux, Lux, for sure.
Yeah.
But like he said,
Lux
it
bugs.
doesn't matter. You need 100 million to get one. You still need one Dark. Just like to get a whole T-share, it's just going to take more and more hex in the future.
Right.
And in the future, it may or may not take more and more, tokens or money to get one whole Dark. But it seems as though the dark's going to get harder to get a hold of as time goes on. And we're 105 days into this, folks. Let me share this with you
this
guys.
is crazy.
Let's share my screen. Oh, that's a nice hand on my hip, sassy. Look, I like that. I like that. That little freeze. No, I digress. Let me do that, and let me do that. There you go. You can see more of the screen now. If you go to our favorite project, our favorite webpage in the world, it's agproject.io. You connect your wallet and you click on minting at the top or minting on the homepage, and it takes you here. And as you can see right now, there are 3 days and 18 hours left to mint in Journey 3. And once this counts down, you will no longer be able to mint these NFTs one for one. You still need one dark to get one NFT, but the window is only open for 11 days each time.
And Max, let me ask you this. If I were to take a dark and mint a fuel cell, even just last journey in the first part of the journey, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I won the first drawing, let's just say I won it. What would I be getting in terms of dark in the first drawing? 1.2.
In the first drawing, it used to be 1 1/4 would be the first drawing on the lottery.
And now if I win it in the first drawing, what am I looking at range wise?
I did this yesterday on stream. We'll have to jump in because 21,000 more fuel cells were minted last night.
Right.
So the mystery box or someone on that side has obviously stepped in and claimed their portion after the evil address did. But let me go back just to this page alone. One dark gets you one fuel cell, and if you don't have any dark, you can click buy more. And that's going to pop up Pateus where you can. Dark is actually listed here. You do have to put in your dark, but if you look up dark, it's this one right here with the crystals. Dark. So you can do that. You can switch that and use any one of these tokens to buy dark on Pateus. So that's how you get dark if you don't already have dark right there. I wanted to cover that. And then also, if you click on, so I'll erase this right here so that the page comes back to life. If you click on tools up here, that opens the other page, which is beta.agproject.io. And on beta, you can see the lottery, the treasury, the evil address, and vaporize. And what John was just talking about was the lottery. So the lottery, the first lottery drawing happens in 15 days, 15 hours, and 8 minutes. So this happens 11 days after the minting closes right here. And right now, this table's, it's reading it a little bit off because this is just reading the dark matter that was minted in this one in J3, right. But it's not counting all the dark that was stolen from the evil address and rolled into the jackpot. Correct. So if you look at this 35,000 dark, and there's 95,000, almost 100,000, almost 96,000 fuel cells. Every fuel cell has a 4.8 chance of winning at least one lottery, right? So if you take 90, we're just going to say 96,000 for now. Mm-hmm. And then you times that by your chances of winning. That means that there's going to be, right now, if the minting window closed, there'd be 4,608 winners. And that would be divided by 3 drawings. So that equals 1,536, right? So if there was 1,536 fuel cells that won in the first drawing, we would have to take the amount that, like this $3,000 here, or we'd have to take this 20.
It would be 10% of the total, right?
Yeah, we'd have to take 35,800 minus 21,000, right? Or 22,000. So
wait, why are you subtracting?
Because that's this right here. That's the amount that was put in the lottery by the minting.
Right.
So you can see,
if you want to be adding the evil.
Yeah, if we didn't steal from the evil address, there would only be 3,000 divvied out to 1,500. So this would equal the 1.25 that you used to get. But part of this is the jackpot that's been minted, and part of this is what has been stolen from the evil address.
Right.
So if, let's see, try to remember 1536 in your brain while I do this other math.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
So we got like 35, 8 minus 20, let's say 22,000 equals 13. So there's 13,800 DART that were yanked by the evil address right there. And then we're going to add that, with the $3,000 still there. So really, you have 13,800 divided by, what was the number?
1536.
1536.
Yeah, this is going to.
So that means you're getting 8 point, almost 9 tokens per winner in the first drawing. Nine dark matter per winning fuel cell.
Now that's assuming no more mint, right?
Correct. The more that mint, the lower it'll go, but this is still 9 times bigger than it used to be.
Yeah, when I was running assumptions, I was seeing that it was anywhere between, like 6.5 up to, which as most people know, used to be pretty close to the third drawing, which is the biggest, which is 6 times the first. And now we're already looking at something that's more than what 6 times the first drawing was if all minting ceased right now. Which is crazy.
If the clock rolled up and stopped, that would be it. This was like 15 before the 21,000. Actually, more than 21,000 is in here now because, the evil address minted 45,000 of these, and then there's about 20,000 that were minted also. So it was about 75,000, and then 21,000 was just minted last night.
Yeah.
So this is the part. So this is fun. This is cool. A lot of people I know are really into the lottery. They like to win the dark matter. And the thing that's cool about the lottery is it is an instant dopamine gratification. Because if you win the lottery, you can click this scrape button right here and you pay a fee and it puts the dark matter right back in your wallet as liquid dark. So this stuff is like an instant hit of instant reward right here when these are drawn. And these happen every 11 days. So 11 days after the window closes, we'll have the first. 11 days later, boom, boom, boom. So every 11 days, something important or significant is happening over here at adproject.io that you guys can come check out.
So you hit the first drawing, you could get, assuming you hit it, which many people have minted one dark and hit the big drawing. It's happened with many people. And I mean, that's a 9x, almost a 9x just on minting your fuel cell. And again, as we say, that's not even the important part, because I even think that a 9x, well, I need to be careful with assumptions, but I'm just saying that if I had to choose between an instant 9x or, something that helps me delay gratification and is also earning yield. So, you can have also upward price volatility with that. If I know I'm in a good project, I'd probably choose, instead of the instant 9x, I'd probably choose the, assuming that I couldn't participate in it further, because I would just do the instant 9x, then do it again. But if I couldn't, if I had to be either or, I'd take the yield bearing asset personally.
Yeah. If you offered me a lottery ticket or a piggy bank, I'm taking the piggy bank.
Yep. And you couldn't take one. Exactly. That's where I'm at.
But right now, if you mint, you get both. You get a lottery ticket and you get a piggy bank for this current journey. The J1s, the Journey 1s and the Journey 2s had their own lotteries. So they're not eligible for this lottery, but they are eligible for the Treasury payouts.
Correct.
So the Treasury pays out every 45 days in perpetuity, which means as long as stuff's running, there's going to be payouts. And this is something that is pretty amazing. We're about 105 days into this journey, into dark being live. And we have 244,000 tokens in the Treasury, and we have 12,990 locked in the fuel cells. So this has already been paid out to the piggy banks. And this is where it's going to get its next drip to the piggy banks up here. But if you add these two up, it's 257,000 dark are locked in Treasury and fuel cells, which means that, remember, guys, there's less than 1 million tokens. So this is 25.7%. that's off the market and may or may not see the light of day. People will have to vaporize for this to become circulating supply again, and for this to become circulating supply eventually. So let me repeat that. A quarter of our supply is locked off of the market indefinitely.
Show me another project that's done that in little over 3 months.
There's quite a few buy and burn projects that have burnt like 11% or 20% of their supplies.
Yeah.
But that economic energy is gone because it's burnt. No one can
Right.
redeem it. It can't be used in another ecosystem as collateral. It's gone. And I think that a lot of those buy and burn tokens, the price is baked in already. It's already priced in.
Right.
Because they've told people, hey, we're going to burn at this rate. And here you can see we're going to mint at this rate. And that may be priced in or not. But basically, like I said, a quarter of the whole supply is already locked. And we're not done minting for Journey 3. So that's kind of cool. Now, the evil address, this is where things get a little fun. Right here, this scrape button steals the evil address's lottery winnings, because the evil address was just sitting on its lottery winnings. It wasn't scraping them and reminting them or anything. It was just sitting on them. And so the collective, which is our the underdogs, the good guys, they hacked this address and said, hey, we're going to take his dark matter tokens that he's just sitting on and squandering. We're going to roll them into the next jackpot. So that's what this button does. However, it says 4 right now. If you refresh the page, it's going to say 0 because you guys stole everything that the evil address has in under 10 hours. So you guys are really into pumping that jackpot. We could, according to these metrics, and then you can mint, and you guys minted within 2 or 3 days. You minted all 54,000 of his fuel cells, which you don't get the fuel cells. Unfortunately, the evil address keeps the fuel cells. But every time you mint for the evil address on behalf of the address, it's pumping the treasury and it's pumping the lottery, because that's where the dark matter goes.
Indeed.
And then this is the only good part about the Vaporize page right now is you can see the yield. If I punch in, so I've got this demo account that ends in 319A connected to the site. And this account has minted 8 fuel cells. In fact, if we go to a really cool site, pulsemarket.app.app, you can actually see we've connected it here, and you can see all these NFTs it has. It has the anti-gravity NFT, which keeps track of your reward points and your rank. And then here we have the image of the 4 of the J1s, the Journey 1s. Fuel cells all had this cool image of the Rings of Dust book cover. And then Journey 2, this is from our buddy Red Squirrel. He did an amazing collage. So these were all pieces of art that he started to put together like a movie poster. So he won 1 million reward points and 10 dark just for creating this. And then we had J3. This is the symbol that you guys get. It kind of looks like a car in space at first until you get a look underneath the shadows here. But obviously you can see it's got a J3 up in the corner, and it's got our logos, the dark matter logo, the anti-gravity logo, and the collective logo. And the collective is our community right here. Beautiful. And this is from CJ69 something. He's in our chat. He's a very difficult name to say, but he won this journey and won 1 million reward points and 10 dark tokens for making this. So we're about to, when I get back from Vegas, we're going to kick off the J4 art contest, where you can win another 1 million reward points and 10 dark tokens. And everyone who makes it into the top 10, they also get 1 dark token and 10,000 reward points. So we've been giving away a good amount. The mystery box has been very generous, I would just say, so far. So this is kind of what they look like. But if we go back to the Vaporize page, you can vaporize your fuel cells, and that's how you get the. Let me put the 8 in here. That is how you get the dark matter out of the inside. That's how you basically lose the game or take profit. So here you can see Journey 3s. Here's Journey 3s. It doesn't have any payouts in Journey 3 yet because Journey 3 hasn't finished. But Journey 2 just finished and it has 0.04 dark in it. And then Journey 1 is finished and all the Journey 1s have 0.07 right here in them. They used to have 0.023, and then they got a nice chunk that brought them up to 7. And it'll be very interesting to see how much this treasury pays out in Journey 3 to Journey 3, 2, and 1. So the treasury pays out to every fuel cell every 45 days. And right now you can see it's just dust, but it will build to a significant amount and then it will return to dust as the treasury bloats and then, pays out. So that's the only thing about the vaporize. Like I said, you do not want to actually hit approved treasury and vaporize, or you're basically breaking open your piggy bank and you lose any future yield when you do that.
It'd be a tragedy, as Corey Investor says. Listen to the investor.
Exactly. As Corey Investor says, it would be a tragedy. Before they build up too much. Good afternoon. Oh, I'm missing some here. Okay, silver. It's a whole new world. We're in the beginning of crypto. Good afternoon. Before they build up too much. Oh, someone needs to put a video to it before they build up too much. Got it. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, link to join is always in Telegram and on our X. But basically, we just wanted to touch on this and say you guys don't have enough dark. You don't have enough fuel cells. And you have 3 days and 18 hours. The thing that's crazy is I'm going to be in Vegas, right, at the Pulse Chain Tour when this stuff is wrapping up. So I'm not going to be around my electronics, my devices, and my safety stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on the next way. A cool game that we've been playing, a side quest, if you will, is the Pink Miss Well token. We were so grateful and appreciative of the work that the Pink Miss Well has done in our community and the financial support. He's been buying up these tokens. He's been providing a ton of liquidity right here. And basically we told people, if you send 1 million of these PMW tokens to the Pink Mist Well, we're going to give him a J1 fuel cell, and we'll give you a J1 fuel cell. And we used to give you a dark as well, but unfortunately, the dark thing didn't work out very well because the bots were able to take advantage of the arbitrage opportunities. So we went back to just giving away J1 and J3 fuel cells. So now if you send 1 million of these tokens to the Pink Mist Well, you'll get a J1 and a J3 fuel cell. And it's hard to put a price on J1s because you can't even make them anymore. But J3s are worth 1 dark matter, which, today is $14.74. So for $15, you can get a fuel cell just by buying dark and minting it. And then if you buy a Pink Mist Well, 1 million of those will cost you $23 plus some slippage, so maybe $25. So you're spending more money here, but you're getting a collectible that's no longer available. And as this makes me high,
still lottery. The J3 is still lottery eligible, right?
Yeah. So these are actually live lottery tickets people are getting through here.
It's so hard to put a price on those too, because again, those instant X's that are possible.
Mm-hmm. And these times where you see the price completely crash are when the Pink Mist Well was selling 36.9 million at a time, or just market buying the hell out of dark and minting it. So all this economic energy that you guys are seeing, that was pumped out, it's actually been going into holding up and adding buy pressure to the price of dark. Mm-hmm. So, and let me find a dark where I can get a little more history on it, which is, if we go back to Brack Pulse, that was the first pair right here. So we have live and auto. I cleared my cache. I used to have the bulls and bears on this. I need to probably add them again.
No, you're on Deck Screener. You were on the other one. You were on CoinGecko, right?
Yeah, Gecko Terminal.
Gecko Terminal.
So here's Gecko Terminal right here, and here's all of the liquidity pairs right here. So if I were to choose the Pulse version right here, this one might still have the animals on it, but I think I cleared all my internet cache.
Just
Go to
offset.
daily log. See, this one doesn't even show the history of Dark and Pulse.
Well, that's USD. You're in dark USD.
Yeah, but no, this is the pair with Pulse. If I pick
yeah,
that chart, it's gonna go in Pulse.
Yeah, why
So-
wouldn't it have that history? You're saying it doesn't have your
Sometimes
bullet
it's here and sometimes it's not, but we can see the whole history here on Deck Screener.
Mhm.
And as you can see, this was the first mint where we ripped from $100 up to $135 with Casey's candle. It doesn't show it on here, but you can see it on Gecko Terminal when the history's on there. And you can just see every time that like we had a lottery, the whole market crashed the same time that we had a lottery. Like it was just crazy how much it goes. And this is the 11 days of minting right here. Usually we get some nice price action during it, during the minting, which happened here. But right here, it's just like, I think most people that know about the project are minting and have minted. And I think the new people are trying to figure it out. They don't know that you've got to go buy dark to get in the game. And so we've got some education to do. But then again, I mean, this right here, this was a huge dump right here in the market. This is a huge dump right now. We have people dumping Pulse and Hex at crazy rates right now. So by Hart's Law, we're going to be dragged down with them to a point. But we have not been dragged down nearly as much as some of the other tokens, you know. So like, let me go to the daily log on this one. See, so this is the price against Pulse, and you can see it's actually not down on the bottom. It's actually kind of in this range right here, right? And then if we want to take a look at something like Dark and Hex, there's a pair of those right there.
I love looking at these.
Dark and Most has the most liquidity right now. And if you look at it, it's not looking good. It's looking as consolidating, coming down. But if you price it in Most, it's actually doing pretty good against Most.
Up and to the right.
Yeah. So this one has like 15K of liquidity. But either way, like there's very thin liquidity in most pairs, including even the big ones, the core coins, because people don't want to be exit liquidity for other people that are just leaving anyways. You know what I mean? So yeah, this Pink Miss Well is a lot of fun. Let's actually look at the Pink Miss Well address. We'll look at dark, and then if we just go down dark, we will see the Pink Miss Well. It ends in 8090. Here he is right here. He's sitting on about $1 million in his portfolio and about $200,000 for the dark. But if we click on this one right here, this is how.
Shout out to SJ real quick and Crypto Cat.
Is SJ in the house?
She appears.
I finally got my sell last night. Oh, dude, right under the wire.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone's out everyone's out in Vegas getting ready for the big conference. And so like that token launched last night, and we're watching to see if Ink Printer launches. There's all this stuff launching, and everyone's like away from their computers and stuff. Done teaching for the day. Way to go. Hey, what's up? Yeah, love from. We'll be down there hanging out with them. I'll be down there tomorrow night in Vegas.
Yeah, you're going a day early.
Yeah, I'm going a little bit early, but I can't wait to go hang out with these guys and walk them through, show them, answer questions, because it's a whole lot to jump into. Ink Printer Testnet is live, so that means we'll probably be seeing Ink Printer go live after Vegas. That's my guess.
Exciting.
My guess. And there are some people down there speaking, myself included, but also like Triplet Dad, Fast Abdul, a lot of really people, and Randy Hilarski, just really big builders in the space that they know more about crypto than you're ever going to learn unless you try to found a project. Like there's some founders and some people that have been through the unknown unknowns, and it's rare air, and these guys are all so helpful, and like they're like mentors to us. So I cannot wait to go rub shoulders and hang out with them in person.
Likewise.
Now, where was I going before we shout out? Oh, we're looking at the Pink Mist Well. Okay, so here's the Pink Mist Well's address. And if we click on transactions, we can see that recently, after the last time that the Pink Mist Well minted his dark or sold for dark and minted, we can see that someone sent him 9 million, 22 million, 5 million, 1 million, 54 million, 31 million, 10 million. So this person right here got 54 J1s and 54 J3s for $1,280.
That's crazy, dude.
That's bananas. That is
really
bananas.
is.
Oh my gosh. Crazy.
And especially when the lottery winnings that are pretty much with that many, they're going to get some good lottery winnings. That right there takes the price down to, almost where you got it. Almost if they were to buy the dark directly.
Yeah, and we have these pinned in our Telegram. Speaking of some of the cool freaking graphics and videos you guys are putting together, this is just like, look at that Conor McGregor walk that astronaut had.
Dude.
If you just go to general and you click on the pinned tweets, like here's a tweet that I was wanting to promote, and then right now at one point, just recently, 1 million Pink Mist Well was 2.3 dark. So there was a time when people are arguing between the two of them. But yeah, if you go here and you read these and click on these, here's the Pink Mist Well's address. Here's the token address, smart contract address. So you can find all that information here. You can also ask questions in here, and you'll see a lot of people, like Red Squirrel usually beats me to answering some of them,
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely bananas. And also Zephyr Trips. There's trivia tonight with Wild SJ and Chris Corrigal from Gelato, where you can win up to $2,500 in crypto, including look at that little symbol at the bottom. That's Dark. So Dark is sponsoring this trivia that they're going to be doing tonight. Make sure you tune in to that one. That one's posted here, and I've also reposted it on X if you guys are looking for this. I think it's going down around 6 or 7 our time, so that would be around 9 or 10 Eastern, and like 5 or 6 Pacific. But it's actually, well, here, I'll click on it.
It should be 8 or 9 East Coast.
It's not even 3 hours, so you got 3 hours.
7:30. Yeah, so 8:30 Central and 9:30 East Coast.
Yeah. But like I said, come into our Telegram. And you can also click on Rings of Dust book, where you can we have the rough draft of the first 25 chapters here, where you can read it, and you get paid in reward points and dark for giving a simple review of the chapters, and you'll probably learn a little bit more about some of the Easter eggs that we're baking into it. And then there's Pulse Market app, which I started this one on here, but it actually has its very own channel for the bot. So the bot will show you whenever the NFTs are listed or sold. These were the top 10 fuel cells for Journey 2 when we were voting on those, a bunch of those. And then top 3 for J3. These were some of the ones that were in J3 art contest. So we're going to do a community on Twitter to make it easier this time, and let you guys vote. So it's easier to read the votes and see who wins. But like stuff like this you're going to be competing against some crazy good artists here. So beautiful.
Yeah, you guys are damn good.
I've got a bounce. I've got a volleyball game calling my name. So I'm going to run to that volleyball game. Not that I play volleyball. I don't. But my kid does. So shout out to you guys. I might be able to stream later tonight after I get some work done. Trying to get everything done that I can. 6:30 Pacific, says SJ. And Zero Gravity is here as well. Zero negative.
Negative zero. Yeah.
I haven't seen you in a while. In fact, you're missing a wrench. I wrenched Patrick like
you did.
Like a good steward. I'm gonna wrench zero negative here as well. So
officially part of the collective, brother.
You got a brand new shiny wrench. Only use it for good, never evil. Not a lot of days left to mint. No, there's really not. People are going to wish they had gotten these, and they're going to try their hardest to go back in time and get J1s and J2s and J3s because of the yield. Like, people are sleeping on the yield. It's just dust right now. It's just a tiny drip. But when things kick in and there's not a lot of dark to buy and mint, people are going to be like, okay, well, how can I get this dark? You're going to have to get a fuel cell. You're going to have to beg, borrow, or steal a fuel cell from somebody. So, all right. Yeah, wait to them. Say, I'm going to go kick butt.
Hey, good luck. Break a leg.
All right. Cool, guys. Well, that's it. Like I said, I'll try to stream again tonight, but if I don't, I'll be on Twitter. I'll be on Telegram, and I'll probably stream tomorrow before I hit the road. So
awesome,
thanks
dude.
so much for joining me, Don. These are so much better when you're here to like bounce ideas off and jump in and add this extra bit of spice.
Dude, I love every time we're on here, man.
And alpha, the amount of alpha between his ears. Yeah,
I'll start dropping some more.
That's one valuable melon you got there.
Thank you, brother. Likewise, man.
All right. Cool. All right, cool. We will check with you guys later, and have a great night.
Thanks,